Here at the Vermilion Alligator Farm, it's time to return these babies to the wild. It's all part of the alligator industry's sustainability, which has helped grow the population from under 100,000 to more than 2 million alligators today. Inside the facility, these luxury skins are headed to overseas destinations for luxury brands. Even with all these unusual factors, it's just like regular farming, according to Steven Segrera.
When we started the farm, I believe my dad started with roughly 250 animals the first year. And then over the course of the next 20 years, grew it up to that, 70,000, as much as 80,000 animals on the farm in a given year. And it's a very cyclical, it's like cattle, it's farming, right? It's a very cyclical market. You get very high prices for 2 or 3 years, and then the crash comes and you get very low prices for several years.
The alligator industry has faced some setbacks recently. The COVID pandemic has crushed demand for skins. Normally, they process 60 to 70,000 skins a year. The past 2 years, they're down to less than half that.
What we're experiencing now with COVID-19 and with the pandemic, very depressed prices. Basically, the market just stopped. We had something very similar in 2009 that we went through. But that was just a financial crisis, so everybody kind of knew how to handle it. This is a little bit different. It's a little bit tougher.
Here, Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries officials make sure that every tag is correct and registered. Similar policies are in place worldwide.
We're regulated, from the time we collect the egg to the time we sell the skin overseas. I mean, there's steps all along the way that are monitored by U.S. Fish and Wildlife and/or Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries.
The public-private partnership isn't just about keeping the industry above board. 10% of all alligator eggs must be returned to the wild as adolescent alligators, well past the age when they suffer high mortality. That means the industry and the animals in the wild thrive.
So annually, we give farmers permits, they collect eggs, incubate them, and when we come up with a hatch rate, they return 10% of what they've hatched at 48 inches long back to the wild. It's a sliding scale, so if it's slightly higher than 48 inches, they have to put back less. Slightly lower, they put back more.
The requirement for returning alligators to the wild size-wise is 36 to 60 inches, and she's a good one for surviving to help propagate the next generation of alligators, making this industry sustainable now and in the future. Reporting from Mouton Cove, Louisiana, I'm Neil Melancon.
Of course he had to hold one. Of course he did.
You knew he would. The moment he said he was doing a story on alligators, you knew there was going to be one in his hands. And at least he didn't bring you back one, right?
I would take an alligator handbag or a belt or boots or something, Neil. But fortunately, sales of alligator skins are starting to resume as businesses are opening back up. It's good news for Louisiana and for the alligators as a whole. You can find more pictures and some funny outtakes on our website at twilatv.org.